Hi, Bob. Welcome to the Unofficial For All Mankind podcast, an immersive timeline experience from 2003 to 2012. I am your host, William D. Talixon. This podcast is all about the Apple TV Plus alternate history sci-fi drama For All Mankind, which poses the question, what if the Soviets landed on the moon first? And how would history change from that? If you haven't watched the show first, please do so first. It is phenomenal, except for that certain plot line. You will understand when you reach it. It features great characters, emotional scenes, flawless direction and writing, and epic action. It pays homage to previous sci-fi shows of the era in space history, making it one of the most underrated television shows right now airing. If you have watched the final episode of Season 4, Perestroika, you can skip to listen. If you haven't watched Season 4, please watch it first to avoid spoilers, as we will be talking about events that may occur after the For All Mankind Season 4 finale, Perestroika, on For All Mankind's alternate universe. I mean it. If you haven't watched it yet, please do not watch this video. But if you have watched it, I am going to give you a little bit of a pause to make sure that if you have watched Season 4 finale, Perestroika, this is the episode you want to be on. And stop. So, there was your little pause. So, this episode is talking about what may happen in the For All Mankind universe in 2006. So, in the last episode, we talked about events that happened in 2005 in the For All Mankind universe. So, I gave scenarios that, the Starship being launched to Mars, Britain leaving the European Union to form the BCCS, the British Commonwealth Countries for Spaceflight, joining the M7, and a new development of the permanent Martian colony with the Mayflower Project. So 2006 is a special year. So it was the year I was born. We have finally reached the year that I would be alive in the For All Mankind universe, missing the Mars landing by 11 years, but maybe being alive watching a live landing on Saturn in 2024. But before we begin, I have two casting updates and a change in the timeline. So, the first casting update is that young John Kreese from Cobra Kai will have a recurring role as a recent high school graduate living on Mars. Notice the living in quotation marks. Predictions that I have made are coming true. The second casting update is on IMDb, and extra is listed as a prison guard. So this means one or two things. So as we know, on Irina's Instagram page, the actress Svetlana Efrenova will be back on in Season 5. So it wasn't just a one-time season. I'm so happy that she's back because she plays a damn good villain. Excuse my language, I'm sorry. But it can also mean that Margot will be back, hopefully. We will have to wait and see. Just in my opinion, maybe don't give her a starring role, because that arc that she finished meant a lot to her character, that she put humanity before work first, and how she showed what her true love was, space. So, we will have to wait and see. But however, before we begin, I've decided to create a change in my For All Mankind timeline videos. So this isn't a large change. This is a change that, after kind of preparing for this episode of what events I'm going to cover, I've decided not to have Nelson Bradford, the guy we saw in Season 2, to become president in 2004. So I don't think they're going to use Bradford again. I just don't know. I just didn't want Bragg to become president. It was right before an election. I just didn't want Bragg to become president, and I hope he doesn't, because of what we saw with Kuznetsov Station, the Season 4 post-credit scene. If Bragg was president, none of that would be there, because Bragg would defund NASA. So instead of Bradford, because I think his story arc's done, even though he was a great character in Season 2, I am going to have John McCain instead, who won the presidency in 2004. A political moderate who is known for kind of moderate issues in real life. He was the vote that decided not to repeal the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. he was a prominent politician. Ellen wanted him as his running mate, so I think it's understandable that he would run in 2004 and win against Al Gore, because as much as I love Al Gore in this world, he messed up in that world. And so instead of Nelson Bradford, it's going to be John McCain, who ran in 2004. Same election results, just not Bradford's, John McCain. So John McCain is president. I apologize for any inconvenience, knowing that instead of Bradford, John McCain will be president. So not much will change, though. McCain beats Gore. He wins in Illinois, and he picks a good VP candidate this time in Joe Lieberman. So in our real world, he wanted to pick Joe Lieberman for when he ran in 2008, but John McCain's advisors told him he should pick Sarah Palin because she represented the new generation of Republicans, how right they were. So he picks Joe Lieberman, who is a Republican this timeline. He wasn't independent. He was Gore's running mate in 2000 in our world. But I apologize. Please indicate that McCain won 2004, and he is our president now. But we're going to sign off for Bradford. You were an amazing character. I'm just sorry. I don't think they're going to use you again. I don't think you would have come back last season if you were going to be used. But I'm really sorry. Just, if you go and watch my previous videos, I can't edit them. So if you're watching a series, just keep Bradford. Just know that when you get to 2006, you're going to it's going to be McCain instead of Bradford. But I apologize for any inconvenience. It's just going to help with some of the developments I'm going to have with who might be president in For All Mankind Season 5. But it just had to be this way. So, but now we begin the episode. Are you ready to get your Goldilocks on? This episode is all about 2006. So, in January of 2006, Helios Aerospace embarked on a groundbreaking mission to the Martian moon Phobos. Guided by the expertise of Lelita Rosales, the director of science and engineering for the Seeker program, a carefully selected team of 5 scientists and engineers spent 2 weeks on this ambitious expedition, conducting a series of intricate experiments and explorations. During their time on the moon, the crew made significant mineral discoveries identifying valuable resources such as iridium, titanium, and thorium. These precious minerals have the potential to be utilized in various applications, ranging from advanced electronics to construction materials for future space missions. In addition to mineral analysis, the team focused on understanding the viability of microbial life forms in these harsh conditions in deep orbit. They conducted experiments to assess whether these life forms could survive and thrive in such an extreme environment, which could provide insights into the potential for life beyond Earth. We will see more scientific developments come in this year. So this year is going to be full of scientific developments and political developments. So in a change of history, in February 2005, Brokeback Mountain won 6 awards at the 78th Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director for Ang Lee, Best Actor for Heath Ledger, Best Supporting Actor for Jake Gyllenhaal, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Original Score, while the crime heist film Crash took 2 awards home in the Best Original Screenplay category in film editing. So, Brokeback Mountain won adapted. I said original. I apologize. So, in our timeline, Crash won. It was a controversial win because Brokeback Mountain was the better film of the two. But in this world with the advancement of gay rights and with Ellen Wilson being president, I see no problem in Harvey Weinstein being gone from the Oscars. I see no reason to why Brokeback Mountain would be the winner. Crash probably did not make Best Picture. I've never seen both films. But I see every year on Oscar forums, Brokeback Mountain should have won. Well, here you go. Brokeback Mountain won. So, as we move into March of 2006, the initial shipments originating from Kuznetsov Station on Goldilocks successfully returned to Earth's orbit on Calypso, docking at the International Spaceport. This monumental achievement marked a significant milestone in space mining operations, as over 2 million tons of iridium were transported back from Goldilocks. Once the valuable cargo arrived, it was promptly dispatched to various refinery stations across Earth and on the Moon for processing and refinement. The iridium, known for its exceptional corrosion and resistance and high melting point, is expected to spark new industrial innovations and applications on Earth. As more economic developments are anticipated in the coming episodes, the implications of this resource influx promise to be transformative, potentially reshaping industries and boosting economies both on Earth and in space. Stay tuned for further updates in this exciting venture. So, as we go into April 2006, here is an event that's listed in the synopsis of characters like Mariel Enos and Tyler Labine. So, in response to de-escalating tensions and the potential for unrest, the United Nations Security Council established the Mars Peacekeeper Security Force, represented by the M8 Alliance. This specialized unit aims to maintain peace and stability on Mars by proactively preventing future riots and effectively managing any strikes or labor disputes that may arise among the diverse workforce on the planet. The force is also equipped to address issues related to astronaut well-being and interpersonal relationships within the unique Martian environment. By fostering cooperation and understanding among the various factions on Mars, the Mars Peacekeeper Security Force seeks to promote a harmonious and productive atmosphere for all inhabitants. I apologize if I'm going too fast. I just like going too fast. That's just how I speak. I'll go slower. I'm sorry. You can bring it down to 0.5 speed. I really don't care. It's just how I talk that way. It's not a nerve thing, it's just how I talk that way. So we're going to move on to May of 2006. A plot hole that many criticized in the season 4 finale is whatever happened to Kelly's expedition at Korolev Crater, finding microbial life. That went nowhere, and I acknowledge it, but I acknowledge what they were doing. It had really nothing to do with the plot. It was more about previewing what could be on the Martian planet. So here it happens in May in 2006. We finally get our answer of what happened with Kelly Baldwin's expedition. So after an extensive and meticulous 2.5 years of operation, groundbreaking discoveries have made at Korolev Crater on Mars, where scientists have uncovered microbial algae, various organelles, and remnants of prehistoric fossils. These findings not only shed light on the existence of life forms beyond Earth, but also mark a significant milestone in astrobiology, igniting a wave of excitement and curiosity in the scientific community and beyond. This revolutionary discovery has revitalized interest in the Seeker program and space program, a research initiative aimed at exploring the potential benefits of extraterrestrial findings for human health and development on Earth. Helios CEO Dev Ayesa expressed his enthusiasm, describing the findings as groundbreaking, while Seeker lead scientist and developer of the Mayflower Project, Kelly Baldwin, praised this achievement as a miraculous discovery resulting from years of dedicated research and efforts. In tandem with these revelations, recent announcements indicate plans to expand the Korolev Research Center in a state-of-the-art industrial scientific mining facility. This expansion accommodates to accommodate hundreds of additional scientists across various disciplines, including biology, chemistry, physics, geology, along with human laborers and miners who will play vital roles in ongoing scientific exploration and extraction for these valuable resources. We continue on to June of 2006. We have political and departmental changes happening in the United States in a historic decision aimed at enhancing national security and streamlining intelligence operations in hopes of bringing down the national debt. The Central Intelligence Agency, also known as the CIA, and the Federal Bureau of Investigations, the FBI, officially combined their resources and expertise to form a new agency known as the Central Bureau of Internal Intelligence, known as the CBII. Their merger was driven by the need for a more cohesive approach to internal security and intelligence gathering both on Earth and in space, allowing for improved coordination between domestic and international operations. The CPII is tasked with monitoring potential threats to national security, conducting thorough investigations, and implementing strategies to prevent criminal activities at both the local and national levels. By integrating strengths of both agencies, the CPII aims to create a more comprehensive and effective framework for safeguarding the country against emerging challenges. So in July of 2006, I have some sad news to report. This was a change with John McCain. President John McCain sadly passed away unexpectedly at the age of 71 due to a sudden stroke while at the White House. His unexpected death sent shockwaves throughout the nation, as he was a prominent figure in American politics and a respected leader. In the wake of the tragic event, Vice President Joe Lieberman was sworn in to assume the role as President of the United States, stepping into a role of immense responsibility during a time of national mourning. So, Joe Lieberman, expect the vice president to have lower approval ratings than the president. So we're gonna see a challenge with Joe Lieberman over the coming years, and we're gonna see different political changes here happen on Earth. So I didn't imagine McCain to be president till 2012. I didn't imagine Never Bradford to be president, and I just wanted something. I didn't want to withdraw because I just think a death is a little sentimental. I'm sorry. I really respect the real John McCain here. The real John McCain is a hero who a lot of people have forgotten. He gave this statement on the campaign trail that I want to go into political science, where a lady called Barack Obama an Arab, and he grabbed the mic from her and he said, "No, ma'am, he's a decent family man who happens to have disagreements with me." That line showed a true patriot and someone that really would be great if he was still alive today. I feel like he's the president that should have become president, that never became president. And it's sad to see John McCain's legacy today. But there's going to be changes in the For All Mankind universe that McCain wouldn't be able to be president. I just didn't want him to resign. I just wanted him to go. I'm sorry. I just respect John McCain. But the transition marked a significant shift in the political landscape as Lieberman worked to honor McCain's legacy while addressing the challenges facing the country. So, as we move to somewhat lighter but somewhat boring news, similar to our current timeline, Pluto has been officially reclassified and demoted to the status of a dwarf planet. This change followed a series of debates whether the scientific community regarding the definitions and criteria of what constitutes a planet. So it's just the same. But we have an event in September 2006 that will shape the upcoming 2008 election for as we know it. So in September 2006, Hillary Rodham, who previously served as the First Lady of Arkansas and is currently a United States Senator representing Arkansas, officially announced her candidacy for President of the United States. Divorcing from then-husband Bill Clinton in 1998, as referenced in the opening montage of Season 4, she has become a trailblazer in the Democratic Party. In her campaign, she emphasizes critical issues such as universal health care, comprehensive justice reform, the implementation of tuition-free college education, and significant economic reform aimed at addressing income inequality and fostering sustainable growth of jobs both on the moon and on Mars and on Earth. So, in our historical timeline, Hillary Clinton, I dropped her maiden name because I don't think she wanted anything to do with Bill. She stuck with Bill after the whole Monica Lewinsky scandal and was ultimately a senator in the state of New York. She ran for president in 2008 but lost to Barack Obama. She became Secretary of State but resigned due to the Benghazi stuff. She ran in 2016, was the first Democratic nominee women candidate, but eventually lost to now President-elect Donald J. Trump, and while ultimately winning the popular vote, She lost the blue wall. She lost states like Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, as well as Florida, Ohio, Iowa, and North Carolina. Though she did win Nevada, something that Kamala Harris could not do. However, we're going to see Hillary have a much easier time as the 2008 election looms in this alternate timeline, as we can anticipate a more progressive Hillary and more detailed policy proposals and public engagements from Hillary as she seeks to reestablish her political platform and connect with the electorate. So in October 2006, for all mankind enthusiast and superfan William D. Talixon is born in a Michigan City hospital. My monumentous birth won't be in the montage. I had no events for October, no November, so I'm going to throw in my birth. So as we wrap up the year in December 2006, as the year came to a close, the Mars 8 Alliance, in collaboration with Helios Aerospace and Seeker, made an excitement announcement regarding the groundbreaking initiative in space exploration. They revealed plans for an ambitious mission targeting Titan, Saturn's largest moon, which is renowned for its thick atmosphere and presence of liquid methane lakes. The partners expressed their intention to undertake this exploration within the next decade, aiming to gather vital scientific data that could shed light on Titan's unique geology and potential for supporting life. This mission represents a significant step forward in our quest to explore the outer reaches of the solar system and enhance our understanding of celestial bodies beyond Earth. And that is how 2006 came to an end with a new proposed space mission. 2007 is right around the corner with improvements to the MA, a shocking royal death, and technological achievements happening on Earth. But that is all for the next episode, happening in 2007, being aired in 2025. We have made it to the mid-2000s. I cannot believe 2025 is right around the corner. So my goal before we log off, I'm going to do a wish list for when For All Mankind might get released. I am going to guess it's going to get released possibly in July or August of next year when I go off to college. So I'm going to finish wrapping up these episodes. Like, there'll be one possibly, if the news of a release date comes early, I'm going to have to crank out these episodes. But 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, so we have 5 more installments. So For All Mankind was an amazing year. Even though we only got 2 For All Mankind episodes in 2024, they were really great. I hope to get some For All Mankind merch at Christmas and some NASA nerd merch. So there's another show I want you to watch on, if you have already rewatched your 10th rewatch of For All Mankind. So there's Silo on Apple TV Plus. That is really good. Constellation's also a really good show. It's alternate history, like alternate realities. It got canceled, sadly. There's Severance, which is really good. I'm just giving you a list of shows that you can watch after watching For All Mankind. So that is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed talking about 2006. Let me know if you agree with my predictions and put any stuff you want to see in the For All Mankind Season 5. Until next time, thanks to Aaron Parker and Slicer Newsroom. Bye, Bob. So long.